What's up? My name's Jeph, and this is for Vinyl Magazine. We evolved definitely over the years, and it's half of it's conscious and half of it's unconscious or subconscious. It's like everybody, you change constantly. Everything you do, you know what I mean, is constantly making up who you are in every single way. And same as musicians, we've changed. We've learned a lot in the past 12 years, I guess, and you know, you can't help but have that come across in your music, I think. And the more true and the more real you are with yourself, the more it kind of comes across. You know what I mean? We're not trying to recreate the first record. You know, a lot of bands get that. They're always like, oh, I loved your first record, I hated all the rest. But then they don't realize that you're evolving and changing and growing and maturing and trying to do new stuff and trying to get adventurous. And if you made that same record over and over again, they would hate you because it's like, oh, they all sound the same.
Yeah, it gets really stale really fast.
Yeah. So we're trying to evolve as much as we can and trying to let us naturally come about it.
Okay, so this is just possibly old wives' tale kind of legend, but I've heard that y'all got discovered because you threw your demo on a stage. Is that true, or is that completely false?
That's not true, but that's awesome. We would go to lots of shows, and our drummer and I met Feldman a couple times, and so through that we got I think we got his email, and he was producing bands and looking for bands. He produced like a band called Show Off, and then produced Mess, and was kind of looking for kind of, you know, just bands to further that career he was going for. And we started the Used at the time, and we were recording and writing songs and stuff, and the only person we knew to send the music to, because we didn't know anybody else, would be Feldman, because he was the only one we had an email of anybody that was connected to record companies or anything. So we're like, what do you think of these songs? Let us know. And his first thing was like, I like it some more. So we shit our pants. Whatever happened else after that, but yeah, it wasn't throwing demo as opposed to throwing songs through the internet.
Okay. It's still cool. It's still
still a miracle.
So, what made y'all switch from him to Matt Squire?
We used Feldman for the first 3 records, and we just wanted to try somebody different. We know how Feldman works, and we were actually going to go to somebody different on the 3rd record. Long story, but we didn't. So we ended up picking Matt Squire and trying him out for we wanted somebody that wasn't as hands-on, a little more laid back, and wasn't as aggressive. You know, Feldman's very aggressive in a positive way. Sorry, I don't know if he's watching. And Matt was great for that record, but we went back to Feldman as more of a comfort zone, I think. We're very comfortable with Feldman. Well, awkwardly comfortable.
Do you like doing like shows like that, like festivals, more than you like headlining your own tour, or is it totally different?
It's totally different.
Yeah.
It's cool. You know, you only have to play for a half hour, which makes it not as stressful. You know, more relaxed. I like playing indoors in clubs, and I like playing longer sets. I have fun playing shows. You know, so for me, Warped Tour is fun because you're meeting new people and you're playing for people that normally wouldn't go to your show, and that's fun, but it's not my ultimate favorite. We're putting a DVD out.
Okay.
Yeah, and that DVD is pretty much the sum of the past 12 years put into one DVD. It's got bands that we've toured with, anyone from like Blink to Rise Against to other bands I can't think of right now. Our old drummers on it, talking about what happened.
So it's just like they give commentary and stuff?
It's all of it that you can imagine. There's commentary, there's interviews, there's live footage. It's a pretty good sum up of the past 12 years.
Awesome.
And if anybody's ever even liked us for a little bit, it's worth watching to kind of see. You know.
So when's that coming out?
We don't have an exact date yet.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't know what music is coming with it. I don't think we're going to re-release the first CD for that. It might be possible. If we do, then we'll either remix it or we'll add some new stuff to it. But I'm not really sure what we're doing with that yet.
Okay. So, tell me about the It Gets Better project.
It Gets Better is mainly, I guess, against the gay, lesbian, and, well, LGBT, I guess you would say, crowd, and in the same sense, it's really for everybody in a way. It's about understanding that everybody is different. You know, it's a lot of religions and a lot of people in general, and a lot of like, I guess, well, a lot of people don't really understand and look at it this way. But I feel like every single person is different. Every single person is special, and people need to realize that, like, hey, my neighbor is different from me in every possible way, and I need to accept that. You know what I mean? Hey, my daughter is different from me in every possible way. I need to accept that. Hey, my brother is, you know what I mean? In every single way. And once people like realize that whole idea, I think everything will change personally. But not to get like preachy, because I'm not preachy at all, but even like schools, I mean, like, hey, whatever. People think differently, people act differently, people do things differently. Like, it should just be accepted as normal, you know what I mean? But instead people are like pushed into these corners where they think they're different in a bad way. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, you're not the same as everybody else, but everybody else isn't the same as everybody else, you know? Yeah. And so I think it gets better as sort of helping people in that sense. You know?
Okay. Like in what way?
Details,
yeah.
You can go to their, you know, I think it's getsbetter.org, I'm pretty sure. They have chat rooms, they have like help to talk to people and stuff like that. It's actually really excellent.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So, all right, what is next for you guys?
Well,
besides what we've already talked about.
Besides the DVD, we just re-released our first, Vulnerable, with 10 extra songs, which is awesome. Yeah. 4 songs that didn't make the record, I think. 3 acoustic songs, and one of those acoustic songs are awesome, way better than the original version, I think.
Which one?
I can't remember the title of it. And 3 remix songs. We're also we're going to start writing and recording in March, and hopefully putting a new record out in the year, maybe, or maybe at the beginning of next year.
Okay.
So lots of stuff is happening, plus touring all over, like Australia, Southeast Asia, maybe coming back to America again.
Yeah.
Besides summer tours, whatever, maybe even coming back to America. Hopefully we'll legally be allowed to go into Canada again.
Yeah, I know. What's the story behind that?
Canada's the hardest place in the world to get into.
Really?
Yeah, it's really tough. And if you have any kind of criminal record or any kind of, you don't even have to have a criminal record, and it's a pain in the ass to get into the country. It's horrible. But I guess it's probably just as bad for them to get into our country. You know?
Yeah.
It should just be open borders. I mean, what's the big deal? Who cares? But unfortunately, we're not allowed to go into Canada at all.
Until
That
when?
isn't allowed at all.
At all?
It's not allowed at all. Our ear guy isn't allowed at all. Our tour manager actually got taken from us at the border.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's intense.
But yeah, I can go in.
Yeah? You're all
Not
clear?
like an asshole. Yeah.
Okay. So what were you saying before that? New album. What's it about? Do you know? You've started writing it?
We've started jamming a little bit.
Yeah.
Nothing's set. It's going to be different than this record, though.
Okay.
Hopefully, as much as we can go different. So
Yeah. In what direction?
less.
Okay.
Yeah.